So we're here with Flok, Jake and Aaron. So hi guys, you alright?
Not
You alright? Yeah, good. So what music you listen to now at the moment? New music? All music?
All music.
Any music?
Any music and all music. My recently played this year's all over the place, honestly. Anything from J. Cole to Foo Fighters to Nirvana to some heavy metal stuff to, yeah, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's the same really. Like obviously new stuff I try to keep up to date with, but Aaron got me quite into garage music recently.
Yeah.
So
Really?
yeah, really different to be honest.
It is, isn't it, that? It's insane. So can you recall the first music, like the first song you ever heard? Sort of like maybe in your parents' car or something like just like...
I was my dad used to, when we used to drive to my grandma's, he used to put I Predict to Right on by Kaiser Chiefs. Yeah. And me and my sister knew every word to it, and there's like, I've got a video actually, I'll put it out there one day, and it's just me and her sat in the back of the car screaming it. It must have been about 3-4 years old.
Honestly, I think one of my earliest memories of music is sitting in the back of my mum's car listening to Warwick Avenue by Duffy, and that's just imprinted in the back of my mind. So
It's crazy, isn't it? Some of the stuff you like, the first song kind of the event, you know. So when you were younger, what kind of music were playing in your house, you know, when you were growing up? Like what your parents listened to or anything like that?
Yeah, so my dad had a big CD collection. He was always into like The Jam, and sort of like Pink Floyd, older sort of music. But then he got me into Stereophonics, and that was the first band I ever saw live.
Nice.
But my mum probably takes the more credit on sort of music influences, because she used to pick me up from school, and she used to listen to like a lot of American bands like 30 Seconds to Mars and Def Leppard, obviously not American, but sort of heavier stuff. But then she'd have like Kelly Clarkson CDs and sort of Ellie Goulding, David Guetta and all that stuff, like pop music. When I'd come home from school, MTV would be on the telly. And they were sort of influential ones, but yeah, absolutely really broad. Other than sort of, I never really ventured into like rap and sort of tech music until I met you. Like, but
I mean, for me, music was my mum was playing everything, the same sort of thing. My mum is where I get a lot of my musical influences from. My dad kind of taught me how music works and fit together, but my mum's where all the influences comes from. So, like I said, my mum was all over pop stuff. She adores ABBA, absolutely adores ABBA, and that has passed down to me. But then stuff from Prince to MTV was always on, so whatever was on there. My mum really got me into like Foo Fighters and Feeder. So yeah, literally anything and everything.
You get to see Foos or anything?
Yeah, I've seen the Feeders a couple of times.
Yeah.
They're always brilliant. It's like Dave always puts on a show.
I think the last one, when did they play last?
Ritz, wasn't it?
Didn't it?
And they played at Ritz, they did that small one, didn't they?
Small one, didn't they? Yeah.
Didn't
get to that.
I missed out.
You used to work there as well. Yeah, I know. We had never had that when I was working there. Like, but
What's cap on that then? People
about 1,000, I think.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That'd have been a great
To be fair, I think I did over like 150 bar shifts when I was there, so a lot of different bands, and that's when I sort of started getting into different music quite a lot, because I used to prefer the bands that I wouldn't normally listen to when they used to come in, like hip-hop artists. Like, I remember Luke Fiasco coming. It blew my mind. I was like, this is incredible. Australian bands as well. A lot of Australian indie, things like that.
As well, eh? You get into that when you were younger?
Hip-hop?
Yeah.
No, I absolutely didn't touch it. It wasn't until I met Aaron. He introduced me to most of the stuff that I listen to today.
Really?
Yeah. I think I was like into I was a proper indie boy when I was like 16, 17 years old. Like going to gigs absolutely everywhere.
Yeah.
And then like jumping around thinking, you know, Adidas Free Stripes and stuff, but Dark Fruits. And when I met Aaron, he put on like hip hop tracks like 50 Cent and tech music. He used to DJ as well. And it just sort of opened my eyes a bit to different sort of music, yeah.
So when did you meet then?
Uni.
Uni, was it, yeah?
We were at uni course together. And
we were both drummers. So
really?
we were never going to be in a band together.
No, we always joked about getting in a studio together, but it never came to, did it? And then
I switched over, and then that was it. I was like, well, I'm not going to find anyone else who I want to be in a band with them. So yeah, it was really lucky, to be honest. We sort of foreshadowing it all the way through uni, weren't we?
Yeah,
but we didn't do it until after, did we?
No, yeah.
We graduated, done everything like that, and then I was like, oh, by the way, Aaron, I'm singing now, if you want to get this book, so yeah.
So do you remember the first time you wanted to pick up a guitar, like? You know, when you first thought, I want to pick up this guitar, I want to play some music.
Yeah, to annoy my old man. Yeah, because he'd put a lot of effort into me drumming. So I must have started that when I was about 6 or 7.
Really, yeah.
And I think he envisioned that about playing live and being on stage, me getting into a band when I'm older, and he wanted to go something a bit niche. I think kids were learning guitar at that age, and it's quite common for, I think that obviously Arctic Monkeys were fruition around then, and kids were picking up guitars quite often, so he put me onto drums. And then when I did make the switch, it was like, this wasn't me trying to make a switch, but I used to go to jamming sessions when I was like 13.
Yeah.
And then I just visioned, I was like, I want to get up there and play a guitar track one day. And he used to take my dad's guitar and sing and stuff, and he hated it. He wouldn't let me touch the guitar, so I'd have to wait till he was away. Actually snapped one of his guitar heads, like dropped it outside. An Epiphone, he'll never forgive me for that. Hopefully I make some money, I'll definitely buy him a new one back. But yeah, and it was just to sort of learn something new. I just love music, and I wanted to start playing stuff on my own. Drums have completed it, you know. I wasn't that good, but no, I was just a bit like, I'd just like to do something different. Yeah, it just went from that, really.
But you, Aaron, when did you start playing drums then?
I think I've always been playing drums, to be honest, because my dad was a drummer. Like, my whole family's musical. Well, my mum is, but the rest, like, I've always had a pair of sticks in my hands. I've started properly taking lessons at 5 because I had a drum teacher. He came into my school and put on a presentation. I remember his name's Stu Fagan. He's actually kind of starting to make it online now. And he came in and he did a little presentation, and it was so captivating. And that day I went home, I was like, I'm taking drum lessons, that is it. And from that day I didn't really look at any other instruments, really. I was just like, that's it, playing the drums.
Can you play anything else, or just play the guitar? Or
I understand it enough to where I can play something a bit on a keyboard, but I can't actually play any other.
You can play Seven Nation Army on guitar. We've heard that in the studio.
Yeah, that's about it. That's enough to play guitar.
So where do you draw your influences from then, as a band? Like, music-wise, you know, like the music you're playing now?
Yeah, I think it's really different between the 4 of us. So Ambrose was a classical guitarist, and he was really into sort of like Interpol and Wolf Alice's sort of genre that he listened to. And when sort of early days when we first started playing, loads of people come up to us, and I'd never even listened to Interpol really, other than sort of the big tracks. And it was like, you really sound like them, you really sound like them. And I think a lot of our influence comes through him, like in terms of the drivers of the tracks and the sort of darker sort of side of it, and he's really musically talented in terms of sort of theory and things as well. So a lot comes from that. For me personally, it was like Kings Leon have been my favourite band, and I wanted to write songs similar to them. No, I'll never hit the levels of Caleb's voice, like, but I wanted to do sort of tracks like that, and what I loved about them is they sort of almost had like a bit of a poppy chorus element to it. And when I mentioned to my mum playing like Kelly Clarkson tracks and the thing, I always thought like, Maroon 5, used to think like, if I can make a Kings Leon dark sort of Interpol track on the verses and then hit you with Stronger by Kelly Clarkson in the thing, then you're going to make a lot of money, aren't you? So, what yours?
I mean, mine's very much the same, coming from a lot of pop influences driving behind what I play on the drums. It's all very straight, very you're hitting your snare and your 2 and 4, you're creating a strong groove and a backbeat that people are just following, and that's kind of supporting the song. That's kind of where I'm coming from.
Bit of an ABBA vibe.
To be honest, sometimes.
I think we appreciate, like, we're not sort of stuck to our ways with music at all. We like everything, don't we? And we're not embarrassed to say certain songs, like, because we know bands like when they're 18 and stuff, sometimes they're a bit like, no, we only like rock music and things. I listen to like Olivia Dean on repeat, and I think she's absolutely incredible and proper inspired by sort of female vocalists in pop music. But I have a lot of fun playing the hard rock stuff and the grungier, heavier stuff, and when we get in the mood when we're all had a bad day and stuff, and that's when we create what we do, and we like blending that together, and we're not sort of shameful about any influence that we've got. And if one of us want to write a song similar to another track, we'll never turn it down, really.
Because you've got your debut single, aren't you? Obviously, running out at the moment. How's that going down?
Yeah, it's done really well. I think it's about 600 streams at the minute.
Yeah.
And it came out yet, but yeah, it's gone well. The song was very different when we first wrote it, and had quite a bit of production work. It was written with our previous guitarist who had a lot of influence on that track as well. But yeah, it was sort of the direction that we were heading in at the time. I think we'd done some more indie-based tracks before that, hadn't we? Yeah. And then that song was sort of the start of going a bit sort of deeper and darker and a bit more emotional, I'd say, with the music. And that's sort of why we chose to record that at the time, because we felt that that was the sort of path we were sort of leaning on to. Yeah. We don't know if we have done that yet, gone down that path, because we're just writing such different stuff, and obviously got a new guitarist in, which has had sort of a change in direction as well. But yeah, really
well, is it Sugar House, right?
Sugar House Studios, yeah.
A few people have been there, and it's, I think, the quality out.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's really good. And then they put us in contact with a guy called Robin Schmidt, who's had, is it Grammys Awards nominations and stuff for his production, for his mastering work. So got mastered by him, which was really good. And he's done our second single as well.
Do you like it in the studio?
Love it, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you could be in there every day, to be honest.
Yeah,
really, yeah.
I think we have a good time. I found it really stressful the first time though. Yeah. I think getting used to singing in the microphones with the headphones on and feeling a bit of pressure and hearing your voice for the first time mostly, because I think you can't really hear yourself when you're on stage with these monitors anymore. But
I was just going to say, have you recorded it as a live band? But obviously, if you did it separately in booths and stuff like that.
Yeah, we did it all individual.
Yeah.
We did like a what would you call it? A bass layer, didn't we? We played it through and then did it section by section, went back and adjusted, and then they had a production guy there as well as the mixing guy.
Yeah.
And then we go back and add different bits in, layer it up completely. But they give you a lot of time as well, 2 full days really, in the value for one track. And my previous band was like the biggest mistake I made, jumping in the studio thinking you would record 2 or 3 songs, and it's just not possible. Nah, because stuff goes wrong, understandably.
Of course it does, yeah, definitely.
We spent most of the first day just laying down drums. And
Yeah.
So what did you take away from it, studio? You know, like experience-wise, or what would you do better next time?
I think second time we went in was a lot smoother, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think we were a lot more expectant about how they worked as well, which I think is important, because they had a way of doing things that obviously has been successful for bands.
Yeah.
I think when we went in the first time, we were a bit sort of hesitant to a lot of the stuff they were suggesting.
Yeah.
And obviously you've got to stick to certain foundations of your song. You know, you don't want to change it all around, but they do know the stuff in regards to sort of radio plays and production and stuff, and it got on Radio X from the work that they added into it. But yeah, the second song was a lot smoother. I think we actually wrote the song better in preparation for it, in terms of, I said to the lads, you know, there was a situation where we had like a bit of an instrumental. I said they're probably going to cut that out so we can get to the chorus a bit quicker, go in, and that was the first comment he made. So it was a bit more like an understanding when we're writing now. I think we're a bit more studio-minded when we're writing the song, so we're not having to make drastic changes going in.
Yeah. So, I mean, as a live band, I've seen you twice now, and I must admit, first time you floored me. Honestly, absolutely floored me. It just reminded me of like a grunge band playing in like Seattle.
Yeah.
Little sweaty underground kind of venue, do you know what I mean? And that's what it reminded me of. I think second time did as well, to be honest.
I really appreciate that.
I mean, I'm a massive... everything about you guys, I think you've just got it.
Oh, thank you. It's really kind of you.
I think, it just sounds amazing. I mean, you sound really grungy, obviously, as a grungy band. I don't know if you agree with that, but I can hear Foo Fighters drumming in there. Definitely hear that, you know what I mean? And just the emotion and you put into your singing, it's just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I'm really grateful for that.
I mean, what do you feel like up there when you kind of lose yourself a little bit? Or?
Yeah, 100%. I think for me, the reason that I wanted to get into a band doing singing was because of the words that I wanted to write.
Yeah.
I wanted to do songwriting for my previous band, and it wasn't the genre, so it just didn't suit.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, like when I was sort of umming and ahhing about doing it, and when I got sort of motivated by a couple of friends to give it a go, it would have killed me to not get the songs that I'd wrote out there. So I think every time that I play, it's kind of like, I'm really grateful that I've got the opportunity to do that now, and sort of share the sort of and the lyrics mean everything to me. I've said to these, like, I need to take time to do it. I need to make sure. Yeah. Some of them obviously just come like that, but it's really important for me that they're sort of tied down and they mean something and they're not just throwaway lyrics. And so I think that's what you see on stage when I'm sort of passionate. It's me just being grateful, basically, that I get to present it to people. But
is that the first time you played it, Oldham Street? Like one of your first gigs?
It was the first one with the new guitarist. That was the first headline with him. But we played Oldham Street a couple of times last year with the previous one. Yeah.
Because honestly, like I say again, it just floored me. Few bands surprise me when you go and see them. I don't know what we're expecting because I've never heard your music before, but the other bands were pretty tame compared to you guys.
Oh, thank you very much.
It just went nuts.
Yeah,
it was it's closed now, isn't it?
Yeah, that was last Saturday gig.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. I used to go there twice a week when I was in university. So I used to have Thursday, Wednesday nights there. Seen some great acts.
Yeah, we're great.
Yeah, it's a real shame. Yeah.
Was that was the last actual gig then? What you guys put on there, do you think?
Don't know whether it was the last gig, but it was definitely their last Saturday gig.
Yeah, they might have had a midweek one thrown in. We'll take the credit anyway.
I mean, how long have you been together?
Quite a while, in a sense of building something.
Yeah.
Me and Aaron, and we had a different bassist, different guitarist when we first started out, and that was, it's about 2 years ago now,
Well, probably a year now, I'd say.
Yeah.
Just up.
It was last March when we did our debut gig. And we did like a decent run of shows and we started building up a bit of momentum. And then, go on, do you want to tell them how you did your wrist in? Like?
So,
it's going to be.
Stupid story though. Got up in the middle of the night and I thought, I'll be smart, save electricity, won't turn any of the lights on. And the chair was just sticking out a bit and tripped over it, put my arm out to fall, wrist snapped back, and I was in a sling for a while.
Yeah, God, it was a nightmare. And the thing was, we'd just done a really big show in Scunthorpe, which is where I'm originally from.
Yeah.
Like a massive venue there. And we built up quite a bit of momentum. We had a headline booked at Eagle Inn. A couple of weeks later, we had the studio. So we had to come to the studio with tape all around his wrist. Our other guitarist had tape around his face because he had some bruising and stuff. It was honestly,
a mess.
We just completely fell apart in them couple of weeks, and it was terrifying because it was like we'd just got this little bit of momentum, and then the guitarist left shortly after that. So we just kind of went, right, this is a restart. We got Rory in just before the end of the year, and it's the start of the band really, like. What it is now is sort of around that period, because that was when sort of chaos has sort of come to an end, and Aaron turns his light on now, and we're trying to avoid injuries at all costs, basically, like wrapped in bubble wrap, aren't we, in the week? And, yeah.
So how do you think the Deaf Institute gig went?
Yeah, it was phenomenal. Yeah, it was really good. It was
Can't ask for better, really.
No, I couldn't. It was different because for me it was like the sound quality was great, but because we were rushing around, we didn't get a chance for a sound check, and I normally like to have a proper warm up on stage, and it got me a bit nervous. And obviously, I think when the doors opened, it flooded in as we started because there was a big queue, because there was a big act on upstairs and that. And I couldn't really hear myself for the old gig, and it felt, because the sound quality was that good, it almost didn't feel loud, did it? Like on the stage, it wasn't blurting into your ears, which I've never had to try get that energy out of me when I've not had like a loud sound, if that makes any sense. But yeah, the feedback was great, wasn't it? And we had loads of messages after, and
the support coming from that gig was unmatched.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
I think you need to be playing. You could easily fill bigger places, I think. You know what I mean? You the sound of the band. It's just, like I said before, it's like a Seattle band in a little sweaty room kind of thing, but it's also can be transferred to a bigger stage, I think, you know what I mean, what you're playing. But
it was a great opportunity as well to play with Scruff and Neck, like obviously a big promoter in well, not just in Manchester, but everywhere. And the band we supported, Lettuce Lions, I think I saw Darren a track by them about a year ago. So like it wasn't a band that we hadn't heard of either, and it was like that Australian sort of sound that we absolutely, that's one of the reasons we bonded between that sort of side of music, wasn't it?
It was back in He's just sit and listen to that sort of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So supporting Lettuce Lions was a big deal for us.
Yeah, it was really incredible. It was a great night as well. And like I said, the feedback was phenomenal. And you come off a bit worried because, you know, everybody's had a few drinks, haven't they? So almost bound to enjoy it. But I guess one of the good things about that was they didn't have time to get to the bar before we were playing. And the feedback we had was genuine on it. It was really nice.
What happened with the sound check then? Was it just running like behind?
Yeah, it just got caught behind a bit, and there was a bit of a misunderstanding about sort of the amps that needed to be on the stage. And we got on, just quickly did it, played about 10 seconds of a chorus, and then was like, I can't hear myself, and the guy's like, I can't turn it any louder, but we're going to have to go now, and we're like, all right, okay, we'll just see what happens. So, quick breath of fresh air outside, give each other an hug, and that was it.
That's the best. Yeah.
Where did you play the other week then? Was it the Ferret?
Ferret, yeah. Very impressed.
What's that like?
Brilliant little venue.
Is it?
It's an incredible venue.
Incredible.
Yeah. Get a few people there?
Yeah, there was actually a decent little turnout.
Yeah, it was all right. It was sound quality there was insanely good.
Was it?
I think it was my favourite that I've heard.
Yeah.
Could hear every word out my mouth, and the monitors were incredible, weren't they?
Yeah.
They're really good. It was proper good venue. I think they had like some really big bands there, haven't they? That have recent. I think Arcala played there not too long ago.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be good to go back there and do one of our own shows.
We need to go back there. Yeah. Little secret, there's a chicken shop up the road. Best fried chicken ever, honestly.
Yeah, and we got warned, it gave us food poisoning, and we said we'll try it out for ourselves, didn't we? So
yeah, sort of risk it. Best decision ever.
It was so good. Yeah.
So you didn't have any more up and coming gigs then? So if you got food poisoning, you were all right.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's your next single release then?
Yeah, so it's a track called, we can say it, yeah, Stop Turning. It was the first one we wrote with Rory. It was actually the day that he essentially auditioned for us. He'd come in and he played that guitar part.
Yeah.
And it was, Ambrose wasn't very well at the time. So it was just me, Aaron and Rory. And he just started playing this guitar and I just started singing a random melody over the top. And me and him just, we didn't say this to Rory at the time, so we didn't want to, give him too much ego. But we come out and was like, what the hell? Like, this guy, we have to get him in. We were blown away, weren't we?
It fits so well with what we were trying to do. He just nailed everything to a T.
Yeah, we absolutely fell in love with the song. And, it's had a lot of compliments since. And I think the other thing was because Rory joined after the first release, we thought it'd be really nice to record that song as an introduction to him as well. It's sort of the new path that we've gone down and the new guitarist, and we thought, well, if we're going to get a song that's his sound as well to get put out there, we thought it would be really good to say, Rory, this is your one, mate.
Yeah.
So,
where did you find him then? Or where did he find you?
Facebook, where you find everything nowadays. Not the marketplace, right? But I just put a post out. We'd luckily done some decent sized gigs, haven't we? So I could put a decent couple of pictures on, so that we were serious. And I had a phone call with him, and it was like, I said everything on the call. I didn't leave anything out. I said it's going to cost a lot of money. It's going to, you're going to have to give up a lot of time. You're going to be having to do this, do that. And I said the only reason I'm saying this now isn't as a put off. It's just so you know what we're sort of expecting. And I think I spoke to about 7 or 8 guys with the same phone call. But I remember my mum was sat next to me when I spoke to this guy, and I put it down. I said, he's the one. I said, I had a really good feeling when I put down the phone. And we were meant to have a full audition day with the other 7, and I thought, no, I'm gambling this one. So I just got Rory in, didn't I? And it's just such a cool guy. He was perfect for us, wasn't he?
Yeah, really good lad.
Yeah, he's become a good mate now. So
the next one you've got is Under the Radar in May.
That's right. Yeah, Sheffield. Yeah.
You looking forward to that, or
really excited? Played Network 2, Chamlines Fringe Festival last year. Got invited across there with We Believe as well. Luke Chappell, we'd heard of him before as well. He was all over our TikTok. So that'd be a really cool gig. Love the venue as well, though.
Brilliant venue.
I've not been to that. I'm going to it, but I've not been yet.
Oh, it's amazing. It's really good. Really good.
Have you seen any other bands who were on then? Have you watched any of them? Or?
Have we seen any who's playing that show?
Yeah.
No, I haven't actually. No, just Luke Chappell.
I went to see Corvid's in Leeds, Blending Rooms in Leeds. The sound there's amazing as well. It's great, and they're a great band.
Oh, amazing!
It's got a great voice. I think you guys together, they'll be really fit that bill really well. I think.
Oh, brilliant!
I think you'll be sound there.
And then we've got London the day after for Ruse Festival. It's a day fest in centre of London, so be a tiring couple of days, but we'll have a big celebration after. So,
no broken wrists or food poisoning, then you'll be all right.
Can't promise that, can we?
But either way, we'll be on stage. Don't matter.
That's right.
So do you think, like, your support set, the slots, it's like half an hour, isn't it? Something like that. Do you think it's long enough?
No.
I know it depends on...
No.
For me, when you see somebody... you guys, you could straight off the bat, you were good. But when you get support bands and they've got half an hour, third, fourth song in, they're just about getting warmed up and getting going, so it's not... I don't think it's long enough at all.
It's really not.
I know it depends on the curfew of the venue, doesn't it? But obviously...
But that's it, isn't it? It's, we've got a lot of respect for... We're always got a lot of respect for the bands that play. We never go over time, and because we know how many... We've had it before where it causes a lot of problems when other bands have gone over and stuff like that. So we've got a lot of respect for the venues and sound engineers and the bands that we're supporting. And I think the main thing for us is we think it's a luxury to feel like it's too short, because it's like we were scrambling about the set list, wasn't we?
Songs, yeah, there is that.
Yeah.
But we've worked so much on these great songs, we want to be able to share them. So when we come down to events, we want to be able to sneak a few songs in, but we've got to be respectful to the venue and what they're doing. So yeah,
but do we feel like it's enough? It's about getting them 30 minutes to really make an impact on somebody, and it's like I think obviously, like you said, the show that the Deaf Institute, I think it almost has a bit of a benefit to being too short. I think like Capturing the Bottom, and when I used to go watch them, I used to always think they've done quite a short set list. They've gone on, done the job and got off, and you want to go see more of them, and isn't that a great thing? I think for us, it's if all our songs were released and everybody could listen to them all the time, 30 minutes we'd probably come off and be like, well, yeah, you listen to them, we'll play them at the next gig, sort of thing. But it's more now we don't know what's the better tracks. There's tracks that people like more than we like, and it's sort of trying to figure that out and get that into the 30-minute slot. But our sweet spot's a 45-minute at the minute, isn't it? And next headline will be an hour. So yeah.
So are you going to release any vinyl, any cassettes, CDs, or all like that?
We are wanting to look at getting some CDs made.
We did burn a few.
Yeah, we've burnt a few CDs, sent them out. But getting a nice press would be, or a nice release would be done.
It's all very costly, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Got to do minimum orders with vinyls now, haven't you? But no, it's the dream, innit, to have a proper artwork LP and. Yeah,
I think
having something in your hands is just...
It is, isn't it? Yeah, definitely, yeah. I think people having cassettes, it's a bit strange. I don't know.
But I said I was going to get into them because I want to be different. So.
Yeah, because I've got my little vinyl collection now, and he's saying, he wants to get them on.
I'll do the cassettes, let Ambrose do the CDs, and Rory can stick to his earphones.
I remember cassettes as a kid, though. They just used to break and snap all the time.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they're a bit better quality now, but...
I hope so. I think the only ones I've got are I've got some terrible ones at home. But I wouldn't even know who they are because I don't have any artwork on it. It's just little white boxes. But...
Like mixers.
Yeah. Probably my dad wrote one for my mum or something, and mixed them together. That'd be nice.
Recording something off the top of the box or off TV or something like that, don't they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, guys, it's been great chatting to you. Thank you so much for sitting down and coming out. But it's been really good.
It's a pleasure.